before I got cut off, we mentioned about the empirical rule. And the empirical rule is just this, ladies and gentlemen, is just basically tell you that if you go within one standard deviation, meaning you go to the left one, to the right one, it will cover 68% of your data. Okay? If you go within 2 standard deviation, then it will cover 95% of your data. And lastly, if you go 3 standard deviation, it will cover 99.7% of the data. And I think before I got cut off last time, the empirical rule have a limitation in the way that it can only go as in up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. Meaning it has to go as a whole 1 unit, right? You can go half a unit. It's just that you have to do a little bit work in terms of using empirical rule. So beside using within 1 standard deviation, within 2 standard deviation, within 3 standard deviation, the empirical rule won't have any justification other than 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So if we have something else, if for instance, what if I want to find the area between 0.5 and 2.7, right? Empirical rule cannot do that. We don't have empirical rule cannot find that area for you. Okay, and again, the within standard deviation here, as you will see, or if you saw the video, is basically the z-score. Okay, so again, we will cover that in a bit in that sense. So when the empirical rule have limitation, this is where we go in, which is the next thing we have, or what we have is this chart. And again, I post the slide, so you should have this chart on your previous slide. And tonight or tomorrow when I post the video, I will post the chart by itself so that you can have it. So this chart is pretty much the other item, like I said last time. If I want to find the area between 0.5 to 2.7, well, given this chart, they give you the area. Okay, the area corresponds to that z-score. So how do we utilize this chart? How do we use in this chart? Well, first thing you want to see that the chart give you these 2 items. The chart give you the z-score and the area to the left of the z-score. Okay, so if we were to, which is for instance, if we were to look at this thing here and they were to ask you find the area underneath the standard normal distribution curve for the z of 1.2, which is again the area, to be more precise, basically they ask you find the area to the left of the z-score of 1.2, right? So how do we utilize this thing here, which is again, basically, let's say, let me identify my boundary. My boundary is the z is 1.20. And I try to find the area to the left, or from the left of this thing here, which is, as you can see, the chart give us that area. So how do we find that area? Well, we go and we identify, we locate my z-score of 1.2. And to locate the 1.2, the corresponding area is the area we're looking for. So whatever the percentage, whatever the area, and again, you will see me changing from area to percentage to probability a lot. All of those 3 items is the same. Okay, if they ask you find the area, if they ask you find the probability, or if they ask you find the percentage, it's all the same technique, it's all the same method. Okay, it's just that they're changing the word on you guys. Okay, so again, this is all we have to do, which is again, find out z-score. And if we were to ask, if they were to ask us to find the area to the left of that z-score, we go to the z-score and we find whatever area corresponds to that z-score, and we see that the area to the left of that z-score. Okay, so with this thing here is a little bit better than the empirical rule. The empirical rule is just basically they estimate, they guesstimate for you guys to make it easy, 68, 95, 99.7. But now with this table, with this item here, we can find more complex problem, right? We don't have to just go up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3, down 3. Okay, so let's take a look at this item here, which is again, given this standard normal distribution table, there are 3 types of questions they will ask you. right? So again, the three type question is they will ask you find the area or the percentage or the probability of the data to the left of the z-score or below the z-score or less than the z-score, right? Those three items, left, below, and less than, is all the same. It's basically find the area to the left of this thing here. Similarly, find the area or the percentage to the right of the z-score, which is again, and the other one is find the area between the two z-score. This is the only three question that we have, which is the empirical rule is the last item, which is find the area between the two z-score, which is the z-score for empirical is -1, 1, -2, 2, and -3, 3. Okay, that's within 1, within 2, within 3 standard deviation. Okay, so let's take a look at the first problem here, right? The question is, how do we find the area or the percentage below the z-score, right? So again, to do this thing here, which is to find the area to the left or below the z-score, is very easy. How easy? Because all you do is you identify, locate your z-score, and whatever the area corresponds to that z-score is your answer. Meaning the answer for this question is in your table or on your table, right? So given this table here, let's say that they ask you this question on Alex, on your quizzes or on your test. If they ask you find the area underneath the standard normal distribution to the left of the z-score of -0.45. So again, looking at this thing here, which is again, your empirical rule cannot do this, right? So looking at this thing here, we go in and we ask ourselves, again, looking at this item, where is my z-score of -0.45, which is the z-score of -0.45 is that, which is what is the corresponding area, which is the corresponding area is 0.3264. And if they ask you for the percentage, then you change it, you move the decimal 2 places to the right, which is 32.64%. Okay, so again, that's what we have in the sense of this thing here, which is a -0.45, right? So the percentage or the area to the left of this item is that, right? And again, similarly, they actually find the area to the left of the z-score of 0.95. So what is 0.95, which is again the area to the left of 0.95, which is again, the area to the left is easy, ladies and gentlemen, because the answer is in your chart. And I believe this is the chart that they will give you for your final exam. So again, this will be the chart that you will be using. Alex might have a little bit different chart, but I think this is the easier chart. That's why we're using this chart here. Okay, so again, looking at this thing here, as you can see, the area to the left of 0.95 is 8289 or 0.8289, right? So again, 82.89% if they ask you for the percentage, right? So again, no, that's all we have to do to find the area to the left of the percentage. Yes, question.
Yes. Why are we saying to the left if the answer is on the right column?
Well, this chart you have two items, right? You have a z-score, which is that's the z-score, and the area here is the corresponding area. Whatever the area is, always the area to the left of this z-score. Okay? This two column is two different stuff, right? One is the z item, the other one is the area item. Right? So again, the left column is the z, so that's what we need to looking for, which is we need to looking for the z. The right column is the area, which is the area is the corresponding area to the left. Okay, the area is this area here, which is if you